Hello and welcome everybody! Greetings to Sakura Town in Saitama. This is going to be a pretty delicious episode because we're going to get a chance to eat a bowl of ramen. A really famous bowl of ramen. What they're doing here at Sakura Town, and behind me is the Kadokawa Culture Museum. It's pretty cool inside. If you're interested in seeing what's inside of there, we had exclusive access last night. So check that link from last night and you can check out what we had in there, which was a design. This is a design from Kengo Kuma, and it just opened this year. In fact, the official grand opening was this month, so there's not a lot of people here yet. But I have a pretty strong feeling we're gonna have a ton of people. Over there is probably the coolest shrine. It has an LED gate. Do you see that? It's a lot better at night, but it's okay during the day. So, Tokorozawa is about 30 minutes from Tokyo, and it's a pretty interesting place because it's famous for the LED manhole covers. It's a famous place. This is where Ghibli's Miyazaki-san lives here as well. And it also has Sakura Town, this new attraction. Last night I stayed in an anime hotel, and I put air quotes because Kadokawa also it's a video game maker, but also an anime maker, and the room theme was anime themed. It was pretty cool. I showed that in some of the Instagram stories, so you can take a look at the hotel room on Instagram. This here is the Walker. Walker is a publication that highlights all the best ramens in Japan. They have travel magazines, and they also have an online site. This is mostly for Japanese tourists, but it's good for you to know if you're coming to visit Japan. You can pick one of these up at the bookstore, and you'd have all the inside all the inside information on the most delicious ramen and the new shops around the country. And they have a shop here, and I love this concept. What they do is every single month or week, you can see here's the schedule for November and then for December, and the schedule is listed also on the website, and they're always changing the chef. They have different shops and different chefs featured at this shop. This one, today we're going to be having this ramen, and if you come on a different day, you might have a ramen that you've never tried before from a different area of the country. You can try that here. And it's kind of a neat concept that also helps you, gives you another reason to come to Sakura Town. I think that's a pretty neat way to do that, because food is one reason to travel. I always say that. Eugene Holbert's here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So, Thanksgiving meal is going to be ramen. Let's go inside and have a bowl. All right. The first thing you do when you come in here, well, in the era that we live in, we have to check our temperature. All right, 36.1 degrees, so I'm safe. This is the menu system here. So this ramen that's featured this month, this week, is shoyu ramen. So we have here tickets. 取らない方がいいよね。いらないでしょ。まあ取れるね。Okay, I try some ramen here. 何が違うかな？醤油ラーメン全部同じじゃない？あ、サイズ違う。そう、量が違うんですよ。This is 200 grams, 250 grams, and 150 grams. Let's get the 150 gram one because it's interesting. It's the same price. And I wanted to try this one, which is a soy sauce egg on top of the rice that we announced here. So yeah, I guess we click here. And then you gotta add in some money. Okay. There you go. Here. Naruhodo. This is a new machine. 5円使えないよね。10円ありますか？ Does anybody have 10 yen? I'm 10 yen short. ありがとうございます。イエーイ。 Okay. When you get the ticket, and this one is for the egg, you get to keep it. And here's the Yoshisho. So you get a receipt. So it's about $15 for this. Here's the shop, and once again, this shop is changing every. Hi, this shop. The concept is the same here, but every couple of days, again, the chef is going to be changing, and the chef will be here in the kitchen, cooking the ramen for everybody, and we're going to get a chance to watch him cook because, as you see, the shop is not open yet, and we have exclusive access, which is very interesting. I'm getting hungry, so let's go inside the kitchen because I promised you that. I love hanging around boiling water. So it takes about 5-10 minutes to make a bowl of ramen, and I think they've been working pretty hard this morning. I walked by here early in the morning, cooking the broth, making everything. And then they weigh it because I ordered 150 grams, so that's what I'm going to be getting. So that gives the noodles some texture here. Whoa! That's so interesting. Usually there's some sort of a ladle or strainer that they put it in, but this goes straight into the water. That's pretty amazing. So it has some freedom in there as it boils. I've never seen ramen cook like that. This is pretty exciting. That something good's gonna happen. Basically, I'm gonna eat ramen. That's something good. That's what that means. You can see the Chashu Steak is all here, all ready for the customers that are gonna be coming in about an hour. And I was adding some shoyu, which is what the shop is very famous for. And this, I think that's rayu desu ka? Rayu? Shoyu. Hi. Chicken oil. Oh, so some soy sauce and chicken oil was added for the base of it. Oh, I can smell it. So chicken oil. That's an interesting. If it was turkey oil, that would be very Thanksgiving-ish. Hey, Fungus USMC, happy Thanksgiving. And Raymond Centeno, I think this will cover the 10 yen shortage. Raymond, it certainly does. Thanks a million. So the chef will feel to see if the ramen has been done and cooked enough. Usually it's a, I don't know, about 3 minutes or so. It'll cook inside the boiling water. And again, like the way he with his hands here kind of push it all together, it makes some of the noodles, it gives it a really good texture, a different texture in there. So I'm pretty interested. I'm pretty curious to try the noodles. There's so many elements to good ramen. It's not just the noodles, it's also the broth, it's also the soup, and it's also the chashu and the toppings that you see over here. So there's so many different things going on with a delicious bowl of ramen. And then you can see the broth, which is usually stewing inside of a pot for hours and hours, sometimes the night before. Ramen chefs are very protective of what goes in there because that is the secret sauce. So we're gonna be having a, I don't know, what's it called, like tamago kake gohan, which is just a raw egg on rice. And I want to talk a little bit about the Japanese eggs, but it's like a soy egg, and not in the sense that it's a soy-based made egg, but soy sauce on the egg. So vegetarians are probably, tilting their head a little bit, going, "What?" Yeah. Oh, good. Look at that. He's got the rice coming out here. So I have to do the egg myself, I think, so that makes it a little bit fun. It requires some work on my part. There's the egg right there. So I have a job. Job 1. Crack the egg and eat it. So there's your soy egg. Checking the noodles. I work for food. Looks like we're close. This is very cool to be inside the kitchen. I could work here. Would you come and eat at this ramen shop if I was working here? It probably wouldn't be as good though. Oh, you can see that hot broth just mixed in there with the chicken oil, and you can see how that nice, really delicious layer of oil on top there, that fat with soy sauce, homemade soy sauce. Oh wow, it's glistening. Raymond's got it right. Whoa. Let's leave the kitchen area. Assume the position. Hi. Wow. Oishishou. さあ、これは醤油ラーメンですね。
醤油ラーメンです。
醤油ラーメン、あと卵かけご飯。はい。わ。So 醤油ラーメンで卵かけご飯。あ、チャーシューは鴨ですか？
チャーシューは豚です。
Ah, I said, is this a duck steak? No, it's actually pork steak. あとトッピングメンマですか？
メンマです。
あ、メンマ。はい。店はどこですか？
店は八丁堀、東京駅の近くです。
Wow. So the main shop is at Tokyo Eki Hachobori. Wow. 近くに住んでる。そうだよね。That's not that far away from my neighborhood. It's Hachobori. Awesome. All right, so let's try this here. I'm pretty excited about this. I'll put a link in the description also, but if you are coming towards this area, Sakura Town is a really amazing place to check out because I'm a big fan of Kengo Kuma and the designs that he's done. He also designed the Olympic Stadium, and just over there is his design for the Kadokawa Culture Museum, which is really interesting. Again, if you want to take a look inside, I was there after hours. You can go check out that live stream yesterday. Wow. I'm a big fan of ramen. I like udon too, but this looks really good. This looks really good. I'm gonna eat this tamago kake gohan last, and just focus on the ramen first because the ramen noodles, I want to eat that before it gets before it gets too soft. Okay, that's a little bit over. Alright, I want to try this noodles before it gets too soft. Let's try the broth here first. Oh, it's nice. I really like shoyu ramen. When, tonkotsu ramen is a pork bone based broth that's really, really thick. This is shoyu ramen, so it's not as light. It's not as heavy, it's lighter. But shoyu ramen is saltier, so it's got this feeling. Just watch my face. That's how it tastes. But this is interesting because of the chicken oil. It's very different than pork oil or pork-based ramens. The chicken, really, it's different. That makes it very unique, I think. All right, let's get into the noodles. So we have chicken and soy-based broth, and then we have pork steaks. So we have an entire, I don't know. If we had some beef in there, we'd have the trifecta. Wow. Look at these noodles here. Check out these noodles. They're just different. There's so much texture to these compared to regular ramen noodles. And this is kind of a flat noodle. Do you see that? Let's do another ramen pull here. This is a flat noodle. So, wow, it just kind of, every single bite is going to have some of that soup in there and some of the cracks on that noodles. So, this is going to be great. All right, stop playing with your food, John. Eat it. Hey, Jennifer French is here. How you doing? And Jay Sharpless. Welcome. Tony P. Lisa O. That is so good. It's just different. I don't know. Every single ramen noodle that you have, there's so many different elements. There's never a bowl at a shop that is the same. Every time, every shop you go to, it's different. It's a different experience, a different taste. The shop is different, the chef is different, the soup is different, the noodles are different, the toppings are different, and everything just... as I said, traveling for food is pretty incredible, but you don't have to actually go to Hachobori, to the head shop to eat it. You can eat it right here at Sakura Town, which is pretty cool. And I like this. The ramen travels well. Oh, it's really good. Let's try this pork steak here. Chashu is what we call the steak inside of ramen. Here's a piece of chashu steak. And wow, is that it's a lot thicker than normal chashu steak. Usually it'll be cut into about a third of that, but you get a full slice of it. And you can see that it's been, I don't know, like marinated and then really cooked. There's gonna be some flavor in there. And I said really cooked, I mean like boiled. I'm not quite sure how. That's part of the secret. Chefs won't tell you everything. They'll tell you the bare minimum. The fat around it. It had taken in some of the broth. So not only do you have that meaty taste to it, which is the steak, you also have that broth that's being pulled into that chashu steak inside of the ramen. So good. Usually there's like little crevices in the meat when they cut it. You know, it's a piece of meat. It soaks into there, and when you bite it and into it, you get some of that secret broth, that delicious broth that, wow. Wow. I like what they've done with the Menma. Menma is bamboo sprouts, and what they've done with it, instead of having them, usually they're about this thick, instead they've kind of shredded them and then added it in. And the reason why this is really good is that by shredding the Menma, it kind of absorbs up some of that broth. Again, everything is really mixing well with this broth in the soup. Menma has a really crunchy consistency to it, and it adds like a completely new dimension to every bowl of ramen. Let's shift gears now into the tamago kake gohan, the soy egg. I don't know what else to call it. So what makes this unique here? And you can see this chef on the screen there. What makes this unique is that like raw eggs in Japan, they're really, really good, okay? And they can be fresh because they come straight from the farm, and they in the US they use some sort of chemical which cleans the eggs, but it also thins the shell, which makes it not as makes it easier to get things like salmonella and things into the egg, so you have to refrigerate them. Japanese eggs don't have that. The shells are a lot thicker, so it protects it a little bit better. They're just cleaned in a different way. So first thing we do is we're gonna crack this into the bowl here. Just a raw egg. Wow, look at the color of that yolk. The next thing we do here is add in some soy sauce. どのぐらい入るね? 少し? 少し? No, 美味しいからたくさんがいいじゃない? Sure. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm asking the professionals. Just a little bit, okay. Just a little bit. I sometimes go a little bit too far. So then you want to mix it all up. Look at the color of that egg yolk. It is a very deep orange, and a lot of that has to do with the way that the chickens live and what they eat. Happy hens lay happy eggs. All right. Next, we put it on top of the rice. I know. Some people are probably saying, what is this? It's uncooked rice with egg. This is weird, but it is so good. I'm telling you, it's so good. Tamago kake gohan, it's not a dish that you're gonna find probably anywhere else except for maybe Japan. Sashira04 writes in here, my daughter Rain and I would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Rain. Happy Thanksgiving. Nick Chung, happy Thanksgiving. This is unusual Thanksgiving dish. Michael Sassano, just in case you need more noodles. I kind of do. They're making them over there too. Hey, Danny's here. Happy Thanksgiving, Danny. Bon appetit. And Jay, Jennifer, Tony, and Lisa O, Cody, Raymond. Jeff Kennedy was here. Hey, Jeff, in Philadelphia. Happy Thanksgiving. So let's try this tamago kake gohan. It's just rice with raw egg and some soy sauce. See, for me, the taste of rice is just so good, the rice on its own. But you have a premium egg, You have delicious koshikari rice. And then you have some soy sauce, which is homemade, fresh soy sauce. It is so good when you put the three together. On their own, all three of these ingredients might seem a little bit, I don't know, bland, but together it is really special. Combined with, hey Joseph, new traveler, welcome. Combined with these amazing noodles and broth, it is an amazing meal. Very nutritious with the rice, a lot of vitamins in that. Oh, I found some treasure down there. Another piece of Chashu steak. Any last questions? Sonthi, happy Thanksgiving. See here, I'm checking it out. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Recommendations for drink. 飲み物はビールがいいでしょ。注文しないけど、勧めはビールじゃない？日本酒？ビール。The recommendation from the chef is beer for drink. This is my breakfast, so I'm not going to have that. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Great questions. Leave a comment below if you have anything to add. Check out this amazing concept, which is the Walker Ramen Kitchen here at Sakura Town. Have a bowl. You can even talk to the chef. I like the fact that they have dividers to keep everything safe. LSG, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. See, stay safe. They're going to be opening the shop for a second. My access is over. Have a good day. Have a good night, everybody. See you again in the next live stream. Bye-bye. That's a lot of steak.